Welcome to day 2 of the 100 Days Project. This is going to be a part 1 of I don't know how many, because I'm kind of short for time today. So this is this is Rescue Party by Arthur C. Clarke. Who is to blame? For 3 days, Alvaron's thoughts had come back to that question, and still he had found no answer. A creature of a less civilized or a less sensitive race would never have let it torture his mind, and would have satisfied himself with the assurance that no one could be responsible for the working of fate. But Alvaron and his kind had been lords of the universe since the dawn of history, since that far distant age when the time barrier had been folded round the cosmos by the unknown powers that lay beyond the beginning. To them had been given all knowledge, and with infinite knowledge went infinite responsibility. If there were mistakes and errors in the administration of the galaxy, the fault lay on the heads of Alvaron and his people. And this was no mere mistake. It was one of the greatest tragedies in history. The crew still knew nothing. Even Rugon, his closest friend, and the ship's deputy captain had been told only part of the truth. But now the doomed worlds lay less than 1 billion miles ahead. In a few hours, they would be landing on the 3rd planet. Once again, Alvaron read the message from base. Then, with a flick of a tentacle that no human eye could have followed, he pressed the "General Attention" button. Throughout the mile-long cylinder that was the galactic survey ship S-9000, creatures of many races laid down their work to listen to the words of their captain. "I know you all have been wondering," began Alvaron, "why we were ordered to abandon our survey to proceed at such an acceleration to this region of space. Some of you may realize what this acceleration means. Our ship is on its last voyage. The generators have already been running for 60 hours at ultimate overload. We will be very lucky if we return to base under our own power. We are approaching a sun which is about to become a nova. Detonation will occur in 7 hours, with an uncertainty of 1 hour, leaving us a maximum of only 4 hours for exploration. There are 10 planets in the system about to be destroyed, and there is a civilization on the 3rd. That fact was discovered only a few days ago. It is our tragic mission to contact that doomed race, and, if possible, to save some of its members. I know that there is little we can do in so short a time with this single ship. No other machine can possibly reach the system before detonation occurs." There was a long pause during which there could have been no sound or movement in the whole of the mighty ship as it sped silently toward the worlds ahead. Alvaron knew what his companions were thinking, and he tried to answer their unspoken question. "You will wonder how such a disaster, the greatest of which we have any record, has been allowed to occur. On one point I can assure you. The fault does not lie with the survey. As you know, with our present fleet of under 12,000 ships, it is possible to re-examine each of the 8,000 million solar systems in the galaxy at intervals of about 1 million years. Most worlds change very little in so short a time as that. Less than 400,000 years ago, the survey ship S-5060 examined the planets of the system we were approaching. It found intelligence on none of them, though the 3rd planet was teeming with animal life and 2 other worlds had once been inhabited. The usual report was submitted, and the system is due for its next examination in 600,000 years. It now appears that in an incredibly short period since the last survey, intelligent life has appeared in the system. The first intimation of this occurred when unknown radio signals were detected on the planet Clarke in the system X29.35, Y34.76, Z27.93. Bearings were taken on them. They were coming from the system ahead. Clarke is 200 light years from here, so those radio waves had been on their way for 2 centuries. Thus, for at least that period of time, a civilization has existed on one of the worlds. A civilization that can generate electromagnetic waves and all that implies. An immediate telescopic examination of the system was made, and it was then found that the sun was in an unstable pre-nova stage. Detonation might occur at any moment, and indeed might have done so while the light waves were on their way to Clarke. There was a slight delay while the supervelocity scanners on Clarke too were focused onto the system. They showed that the explosion had not yet occurred, but was only hours away. If Clarke had been a fraction of a light year further from this sun, we would never have known of its civilization until it had ceased to exist. The administrator of Clarke contacted the sector base immediately, and I was ordered to proceed to the system at once. Our object is to save what members we can of the doomed race, if indeed there are any left. But we have assumed that a civilization possessing radio could have protected itself against any rise of temperature that may have already occurred. This ship and the 2 tenders will each explore a section of the planet. Commander Torkely will take number 1, Commander Orestron number 2. They will have just under 4 hours in which to explore this world. At the end of that time, they must be back in the ship. It will be leaving then, with or without them. I will give the 2 commanders detailed instructions in the control room immediately. That is all. We enter the atmosphere in 2 hours. And that looks like as good a place as any to put an end to this. Day 2 of the 100 Days Project. See you tomorrow.